Penta traps the smaller figure, yanking them into position and hooking his fingers under the mask. After a struggle, Penta gets the mask off and looks at the now unmasked attacker, who is revealed to be a woman with long brown hair. Penta looks surprised as he and the NXT Lucha Underground audience learn that Scarlett is one of the masked invaders of the temple. She curses out Penta, leaving him distracted to get blasted from behind by the larger invader. With the Lucha Bros laid out, the larger masked invader takes off his mask and is revealed to be Karrion Kross. Kross picks up Penta and hits him with the final prayer. Kross and Scarlett revel in their wreckage. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is a strange case of Sean here with the 7th chapter of my story, Lucha Underground Reborn. A story written by me with some assistance from ChatGPT. With this new revelation, we shall see what Kross and Scarlett want with the temple. But before we begin, be sure to check out the previous chapters, and if you enjoy, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. I appreciate all support. And with that said, let's get started, shall we? On the next episode of NXT Lucha Underground, the show begins with the official arrival of Karrion Kross and Scarlett in the temple. The crowd boos them as they make their entrance, showing their disdain for their actions in the shadows. Kross begins. Damn, it is weird to be back here. I first entered the temple years ago as the White Rabbit. From down the rabbit hole to the black and gold brand to primetime television, I've been there and everywhere, yet there's always been something missing. You see, temples are not built for comfort. They're built for worship, for sacrifice, for transformation. I've heard the echoes of violence reverberate in these walls. The temple doesn't just witness who you are, it reveals what you are. The crowd begins to chant, "Shut the up" at Kross. Scarlett interrupts. You despicable disgrace of humans have no respect for the greatness that is present before you. The crowd boos. Kross continues. Thanks, Scar. They didn't let me finish. I respect that. I also respect the courage it takes to walk into a place where myths feel real, where masks become identities, where pain becomes currency. But understand this. I am not a believer. I am not a sacrifice, and I'm certainly not prey. The temple may change men, but it does not change fate. Then the music of Rey Fenix plays. The crowd cheers in delight. Fenix cautiously stays at the top of the ramp. He begins. So you two have been the pains in the asses of everyone here. I gotta say, I see why the masks were needed now. Scarlett interrupts. Yeah, you're one to talk. The crowd boos. Fenix continues. Okay, good one. I'm not here to trade insults. I want to fight. My brother Penta is not healthy because of you two, but just like him, I show no fear, and I want to fight you both tonight. The crowd cheers. Kross responds. Like I said to you weeks ago, it was never about you. And like I said tonight, fate doesn't change. We are not meant to fight tonight, but we will arrive at the temple next week, ready to bring you down to the burrow, where you will gasp for air while you become one with the dirt. And hell, bring a friend, since your brother is suffering at the moment. It may add a tiny fraction of a chance for your survival. The crowd boos. Fenix responds. You really talk too much. Next week, you're done talking for good. Fenix music plays while Kross and Scarlett laugh in the ring. In the main event of the episode, we will see Asuka challenge Lady Flammer for the AAA Reina de Reinas Championship in what is sure to be an exhilarating matchup. The challenger we have not seen since she defeated her former Damage Control stablemate Io Sky in Grave Consequences at their match at the Temple Turmoil PLE. Lady Flammer, the current champion, met Asuka in her dojo and issued a challenge, but was goaded into putting her championship on the line, giving Asuka exactly what she wanted. Formal introductions are done, the bell rings, and the match begins. They circle cautiously before exploding into a fast exchange of strikes. Lady Flammer's speed forces Asuka onto the defensive early, something the veteran clearly doesn't like. Flammer strings together arm drags and a spinning back kick, and a running corner attack that sends Asuka rolling to the floor to regroup. Back in the ring, Asuka slows the pace, targeting the knee with kicks and submissions, methodically trying to ground the high flyer. Flammer fights through the pain with explosive offense, landing a springboard crossbody and a leg lariat. She goes for a pin. 1, 2, Asuka kicks out. The Empress is rattled. Asuka begins bending the rules. She uses Flammer's hair to slam her down to the mat. She continues on the offense with grounded attacks. She holds submissions past the break, using the ropes for leverage and landing cheap shots anytime she's able to. Flammer fights back and lands a critical counter with a strike combination, followed into a slam. She climbs the ropes and connects with a high-risk move. She goes for another pin and hooks the leg. 1, 2, Asuka kicks out at 2.99. As Flammer signals she's ready to put away the Empress, Kairi Sane appears on the stage, drawing a massive reaction from the crowd. We have not seen her since she lost out on winning the NXT Lucha Underground Championship. Kairi Sane slowly walks toward ringside, almost feeling out of place. She doesn't acknowledge Asuka, but she doesn't leave either. The champion keeps one eye on Kairi while preparing to continue the match. Asuka, exhausted, watches closely from the mat and smirks. Flammer looks to end things once and for all and rebounds off the ropes. Kairi instinctively reaches out for her foot just for a split second, disrupting Flammer's timing. The referee yells at Kairi to knock it off. Kairi gets on the apron and argues with the referee. The distraction is all Asuka needs. She pops up immediately and catches the champion off guard and sprays her poison mist. The champion cries in agony. Asuka hits a brutal strike combination and follows that with a devastating hip attack, laying out the champion. Asuka goes for the pin. 1, 2, 3. Asuka is the new AAA Reina de Reinas champion. Asuka celebrates with her newly won championship, while Kairi stays on the outside looking conflicted, almost regretful. The referee tends to Flammer while Asuka exits the ring and joins her Kabuki Warrior teammate, and they leave the temple. On an episode of Monday Night Raw, we see Liv Morgan pacing in the clubhouse and looking at her phone. We see her look up and smile reluctantly and put her phone away. Dominic Mysterio has entered the clubhouse. She begins. "Dom, you haven't been answering any of my messages or calls. I didn't mean for that to happen." He responds, but not with eye contact. "You didn't mean to cost me my championship?" Liv responds. "Of course not. How could you think that?" Dom responds. "I don't know, Liv. It's kinda crazy that I was champion. Then Roxanne gets attacked. You fill in for her and become champion with Finn. I take some time away to process all this stuff with my deadbeat dad, and then you accompany me in my title defense. I lose, and now the only championships we have are with you. It just seems odd." Liv, shocked, replies, "Where is this coming from? We've been together for a while. The Judgment Day has been a unit for years. You know me better than that." Dom laughs snidely. He responds, "That's funny. You didn't deny it." Dom walks away, leaving Liv too stunned to speak, and the segment ends. On the next episode of NXT Lucha Underground, we see Rey Fenix enter the temple. He is then touched on the shoulder from behind and he jumps, but it is only Dragon Lee. Lee begins. "It's okay, Rey. It's just me. Look, I know you got that big matchup tonight, and if you already don't have an ally for tonight, I'd like to step in. I want to go to war with you." Lee extends his hand out, and Rey accepts. They continue down the dark temple hallway, but from a low perspective, we see a dark boot pointed toward their direction. Later on in the show, we see Chelsea Green talking with Alba Fire. Then, her AAA Mixed Tag Team Champion partner and NXT North American Champion Ethan Page walks up to them, holding on to his anger from his loss last week to Mr. Iguana. Green begins. "Ethan, I'm so glad you're here. Last week was a total mistake, but it was just one loss." Page responds, "One loss? For your information, 2 points. 1, I don't like losing. 2, I don't like losing to iguanas. Is that so difficult for you to understand?" Green responds, "Okay, let's try to calm down there, Ethan. Why don't we just..." Page interrupts. "No, there is no excuse. I now have that embarrassment of a loss on my record, and it wasn't even my fault. I'm really starting to not like this temple. Between the iguanas and clowns, it's just so beneath me. And quite frankly, if we weren't tag champions together, I'd be kicking you to the curb quicker than you could say, hot mess. Paige then storms off. Fire tries to go after Paige, but Green holds her back. Green responds to Fire. No, it's okay. He has the right to be mad. He probably didn't mean it. He is right about the temple, though. It is kind of freaky. Green turns around and sees Los Psycho Circus members, Psycho Clown, Pagano, and Mr. Iguana. Iguana speaks. Hi, Chelsea. Green shrieks in horror and runs away with Fire protecting her as they escape.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
In the main event, Karrion Kross and Scarlett will make their debut against Rey Fenix and Dragon Lee. The carnage-fueled couple make their way to the ring, this time invited, unlike their previous invasions to the temple. The crowd boos them, but they brush it off, unfazed by the temple and its fans. They get to their corner and await their opponents. Fenix then makes his way into the temple. He gets halfway to the ring and waves out his partner. The music of Dragon Lee plays, but he doesn't make his entrance. The music stops, but plays again. Lee still doesn't come out. Kross and Scarlett laugh. The referee warns Fenix that if he doesn't get to the ring, he and his team will have to forfeit the match. Fenix takes off his jacket and enters the ring. Kross taunts him to bring it. The bell rings, and the match begins. Fenix strikes first, dazzling with rapid kicks, followed by a kick from a springboard. Fenix goes for a hurricanrana, but Kross holds him with sheer strength and delivers a big powerbomb. Kross ground and pounds Fenix with punches and elbow strikes. Fenix's mouth begins to fill with blood. Kross taunts the crowd, showing off the blood-stained wrist tape. Scarlett screams at Kross, calling for a tag. Kross smirks and makes the tag. Scarlett enters the ring and hits Fenix with a running senton. Fenix gets to his knees, but Scarlett connects with a leg drop. She goes for a pin. 1, 2, Fenix kicks out. She picks him up by the mask and throws him into her team's corner. She tags in Kross. Kross methodically dismantles Fenix, grounding him with more heavy forearms and an exploder suplex, along with deliberate stomps while Scarlett taunts from the apron and hypes up Kross. Kross curses at the fans and basks in the praise of Scarlett. With Kross back turned, Fenix capitalizes on the opportunity and hits Kross with a poison rana. He quickly covers Kross. 1, 2, Kross kicks out. The crowd cheers for the second wind for Fenix. Fenix explodes back with a handspring cutter and a rope walk kick, knocking Scarlett off the apron and staggering Kross. The crowd senses a miracle. As Fenix climbs for a high-risk dive, Scarlett recovers and shoves him off balance, landing on the top rope. Kross capitalizes, immediately climbing up to meet Fenix and hitting him with an avalanche back suplex. He hits Fenix with a strike combination before turning him around and hitting him with a Saito suplex. He then locks in the cross jacket submission. Fenix refuses to tap, clawing toward the ropes, but the attempt to break the hold is thwarted as Scarlett stomps on Fenix's arm. Kross rolls with Fenix back to the center of the ring and tightens the cross jacket even more. Fading and unable to find a way out, Fenix is forced to pass out. The referee breaks the hold, giving Kross and Scarlett the dominant victory. Their celebration is cut short when the lights dim down with some light shining purple. Slow, thunderous stomps sound over the speaker. Then we see NXT Lucha Underground champion Mil Muertes enter the temple to a blend of boos and cheers. Kross and Scarlett applaud the champion, making his presence in the temple. Muertes enters the ring. He stares down Kross and Scarlett, not a word coming from the mouth of Muertes' mask. Kross then picks up Fenix and offers him to the champion. Muertes then hits Fenix with a flatline. Kross and Scarlett laugh and look to pose with the champion. Muertes then strikes down Kross with a huge clothesline, and follows that with a spear. Scarlett whips Muertes around and slaps Muertes. Muertes stares at Scarlett, who goes for a kick, but gets caught. Muertes picks up Scarlett and hits her with a running power slam. Muertes poses in the ring, admiring his handiwork. Then, on the video screen, we see Fenix's planned tag partner tonight, Dragon Lee, beaten backstage. Then we see the boots that we saw earlier in the show and a bat falling to the floor. The boots turn and take their leave. The camera fades to black, ending the episode.